what you know. Because silence is a bad thing to hold back when you know information that'll help another family to close the hurt to their heart, which it will give them some closure to what happened to their child. I have got some information in my case that someone had came forward on my case and said what they saw, but I need another one. I have got a little close on this, and I'm asking God continue to bring it on out, because I know God got all power in His hand, and I know He said give Him all my words and cares, and I'm giving all my words and cares to Him, and I'm standing strong, but I'm yet hurting with a big hole in my heart. Thank you.
Next speaker will be Miss Brown. Give her hand as she comes.
My name is Lisa Williams. Miss Brown is coming up behind me. But I just wanted to let y'all know that it's so good to see our community come together on a common cause, because we're all in this community together. And let's open up, and if we know anything about these cold cases, and I know a lot of these ladies in their heart are hurt and they need closure. So if anybody in your family, your community know anything about these cases, please talk to your family and let them know that these people need closure in their life. And this violence that's going on, it can be avoided. We need to do some preventive measures in our community. Talk to our children. Get them to do the right thing. Show them the right things to do. Because if we turn a deaf ear, our children are going to turn a deaf ear. Thank you. And this is Ms. LaVon Brown.
Hi, my name is LaVon Brown. I am a survivor. My son was killed on October the 22nd, 2012. A day I will never forget. Thank God.
What's his name?
LaVar Brown. I got a call about 5-something that evening saying my son was shot. And as I went to the scene, I seen a sheet over his car. So I just knew he was dead. I began to start running back and forth. And God gave me this peace right at the scene, thank God.
Thank God.
Thank you.
And I began to start helping other people that came out, started crying and hollering. This had started my journey, praise God. Certain things have to happen for certain things to happen. I am the president of PAIN, Parents Against Injustice and Negligence. We are a support group who support parents who have lost a son or daughter due to violence. It's not easy losing a child. No parent should have to bury their child, especially through a homicide. Every day, you think about your child. Some have children that's left behind and some don't. I say, but God, I thank God. I tell people all the time, my middle name is Thank God, because I thank God so much because I'm the face of hope.
Amen.
My son killer is spending life in prison. And a lot of people don't get that. So that's why we go out in the streets of Pensacola with signs, kill the cold, tell the truth. Because somebody seen something. Somebody knows something. And time after time they say, what if this was your child? What if this was your brother? What if this was your sister? Somebody knows something.
Yes.
That's right.
Kill the cold, tell the truth. My heart goes out to all the mothers here, and I pray for them daily. And I thank God for people like y'all supporting this cause. Nobody knows like we know. I know the pain. Praise God.
Amazing.
Praise Him.
Kill the cold, tell the truth.
Yes.
God bless you.
Yes, the crew is next. Amen. Let's give her a hand as she approaches. Good evening. Good evening. I am full at the moment because I lost two family members to violence. My 17-year-old grandson, December 17, 2011. And my baby son, he was 23, just this year. He was shot, so he succumbed to his injuries February 2nd, 2015. And it's a hard journey for me to go. When I buried my grandson, I buried my mama with him. She died a week later. And I am in so much of pain and hurt. But they did get the killers of my grandson. They doing mandatory life, and one was his close friend who came back to the scene of crime from the Baptist League Center, holding my daughter, came to the candlelight vigil, and everything. So sometimes we got to be aware of the ones we bring into our hearts and our homes, because they are dangerous too. Enemies don't come from a distance, they come close. That's why they say beware of your enemies. My son was coming from his girlfriend's house January 19th. The day before, he came to my house and I told him I love him and be careful. He was 23. He drove himself to Circle K after he got shot on W, Massachusetts. Now, I buried him with my mom and my grandson. But God be the glory. My grandson, he has a 3-year-old daughter. He's never seen her, she never seen him. My son has a 3-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old daughter. And the lady's having his child soon. But it is so hard. And my heart goes out to the parents, friends who have lost people to things that's senseless. God is good, but God didn't do this. Evil did this. So that's why we got to stop and take a look around and everything. They say smiling faces, beware. You know, start looking in the person's eyes, even if they smiling, and see how the depth in their eyes look. You know, and my daughter, she's going through changes also. You know, I can't help her, and she can't help me because both of us are crying. And I don't know what to say to her, and she don't know what to say to me. We just embraces us. I don't even let her see me crying. You know, and it's sad. You know, what can I say to her? What can she say to me? We just dip our hands up to God and ask Him to give us the strength. And right now, my strength is weak. Very weak. I'm torn up on the inside. When I go to the graveyard now, I can do 3 graves and look. And it's sad. My mama lives a nourishing and fruitful life. She's good. And everybody out here, I thank you all for coming. This is my first time, but I promise Cindy, she's been on my heart and on my mind. She's a go-getter, and I thank God for her, for Lisa and the rest of them who's on the program. You know what I'm talking about. I love you all. And Reverend Matthews, I came because of you. God be glory. Thank you all. Let us remember that Hebrews 11:6 says it's impossible to please God without faith. Don't let your faith waver. Keep your holding on. Because one thing about most folks, they ask God to forgive you of your sins. But what about your iniquity? Folks down here ain't something. But God sees and knows everything, and I believe that God will bring justice to the unjust. Amen. Our next speaker is Sister Cindy.
First of all,
like to say my name is Cindy Morris and my son's name is Matthew Sheldon Cox. My son was killed by an armed robbery on July 28, 2012. He was standing outside his house, and the guy came up behind him, put a gun to his head, and robbed him. And my son got enough strength to get up off the ground and ran into the house. He shut the door and the guy shot through the door and shot him in his heart. From that time, I thought I was going to lose my mind. I went from merely being a mother to a son, from being a cosmetologist, a sister to a sister to my brother, to just being a heartbroken mother. My son is buried directly behind me on the cross, so I'm the best I can. I might have to make this a little bit. But there's a name for a child who has lost a parent, which is an orphan. A mother who has lost a husband, which is a widow. There's no name for a mother who has lost a child. But I want to say the reason why we're here, we're trying to bring awareness to what's going on in Pensacola. Because a lot of people don't know about these stories and what's going on. And it's a lot of people that aren't here today. Either they didn't hear about it, I didn't have time to try to notify them. We're still working on this. This won't be the first day. We'll probably be having awareness at least once a month. We're going to try to get out and get the word out to some of these families about the cold cases. Like Ms. Rose was saying, somebody came forth and positively identified who killed her son. At that time, the girl, she was young, probably 14 or 15. She didn't know who to tell. And now she came of age where she was able to come forth and tell. But I want to say, three people I wish they could be here, parents, but there's 3 first cousins that got killed: Delirium, McCorvey, Tori Jones, and Tyler McCaskill. I just want y'all to send out special prayers for the family because they are all first cousins and they're not dealing with that too well. They're supposed to be here today. And also, Sharanda Shear, her son was murdered about 4 months ago. He was shot in the head and they set the car on fire. And he was burned beyond recognition. And so it was going to be hard for her to be here today, so I want y'all to send a special prayer out. They don't know who did it. It is a cold case. And there are many, many, many cold cases that we haven't gotten together yet. So also I want to recognize, and I apologize because so many people that are instrumental, I can't possibly name everybody. And just know that everybody is appreciated. But I want to also let you know it's a human problem and a health problem. And it's not just a black problem or a white problem. Because when I was looking through the missing person list, we got 8 white females missing, we got 3 black males missing. And so I just want you guys, I'd like to see we have a mixed crowd here. That's what we want, because it's not only a black issue, it's a white issue. I want y'all to just pray my strength for my God. Thank you. Amen.
Let's give them mothers a hand clap of praise. That we went behind it. And we ain't just talking about it, we want to be about it. Because it's not going to stop. It's an ongoing thing until you nip it in the bud. Until we come together and say enough is enough. And stand for something. So many cases is unsolved in this city. So many cases is pushed up under the rug. That's right. So many cases are so cold they don't even think about looking at it. It's been so long. But they got relatives that living and people that care. That's why we're here today. Because we care. I'm not related to none of you. But in spirit I am.
Because we are a child of God.
That's right. That's right.
At this time, we're going to have a message of hope by Imam Mando. Let's give him a hand and clap as he comes.
I have a few notes with me, and I'm just going to keep it from my pocket after I hear from those sisters. It's just something, just break your heart. So let me share with you something from the deep of my heart, and forget about the notes. Forget about them. It is just something that you cannot resist. I am not only worried about what's going on right now, not only in the city of Pensacola, but in the whole world. Yes. What is going on, it is outrageous, and I wish I can use another word. And the reason, I have all the reason in the world to be concerned. Number one, as a citizen, human being. Number two, I have 8 children. They live with me here in the city of Pensacola, 6 of whom they are American by birth. I brought 2 with me in here, and every time sunrise, I find myself, Mando, you have to do something. You have to stretch your hand and see who is working towards better environment, better situation for our children, better secure atmosphere for your children. Yes. It is not easy without coming to my dear brothers and sisters here and give them a hug and let's see what we can do. Yes. Now, basically, I came from background of Islam. I'm a Muslim. I'm from Syria originally, and I carry some basic fundamental concept about morality. As you, as Christian and Jew and whatever your background you came from. Now here's the basic, and I'm going to share it with you. Now we are creation of God, and God created human beings.